Many of the struggles of humankind center around finding a happy accommodation between the claims of the individual and the cultural claims of the group. The fate of humanity may rest upon whether such an accommodation can be reached. In this regard, the ambiguous relationship of romantic love to civilization is illustrative. On the one hand, it often comes into opposition with civilization's broader interests. On the other, civilization threatens love with substantial restrictions. The human discovery that this type of love affords us the strongest experiences of satisfaction and even provides a prototype of complete happiness leads us to believe we should make its fulfillment the central point of our existence. Although sages of every era have warned us most emphatically against this way of life, it has not lost its attraction. Sigmund Freud, Civilization and Its Discontents. Based on an early German retelling of the 12th century Celtic legend about doomed lovers, Richard Wagner's music drama Tristan und Isolde was largely inspired by his introduction to the writings of the German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer. Schopenhauer's philosophy of enlightened pessimism so thoroughly permeates this work that a deep understanding of the opera is difficult to attain without at least a passing knowledge of the philosopher's principal ideas. As a young man, Schopenhauer was preoccupied with the problem of suffering, which he saw as clear evidence of the absence of an all-loving God. He became attracted to Buddhism, which in its Four Noble Truths defines suffering as inescapable, identifies desire and illusion as its sources, declares that suffering can be transcended, and lays out a path towards achieving that goal. These concepts decisively inform Schopenhauer's most important work, The World as Will and Representation. In this book, Schopenhauer identified what he called the Wille zum Leben, the will to life, or more simply, the will, a complex of natural drives that insistently impel us to act upon our most primitive desires. The will exists in a state of radical independence from the intellect and is indifferent to reason or morals. This essential force can only be quelled temporarily. It reemerges continually in many forms. Its primary expression is in the realm of sexual desire, motivated by the imperatives of reproduction and the continuation of the species. Further, the state of mental intoxication provoked by lust is, in Schopenhauer's view, an inherent necessity. If sex was approached with a mindset disposed to consider the many sacrifices attendant to raising a child and sustaining a long-term relationship with a partner, reproduction might be greatly inhibited.